Hi, this is Pete Lyons with Let's Play Salesforce, and in tonight's Tableau CRM video, I was originally setting out to try and look at the history of AI automation through Salesforce, how it's progressed to current state, and what the roadmap might be for the future. But along that journey, I kind of found something completely different that I thought would be worth covering. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So I've been in this space for a long time, and when you're dealing with pioneering cutting-edge new technologies, sometimes you see weird bugs or glitches or anomalies that don't quite make sense. So who is Elliott Mango? Because I'll tell you this, I've checked LinkedIn, I've looked at their org chart, I've had friends go through the company roster. There is no Elliott Mango on the analytics team. I don't know, for somebody who doesn't actually exist, Elliott sure does post to the success community a lot. And when we follow that trail of breadcrumbs, it leads us to the user record, which is currently inactive. But is this all just more smoke and mirrors? If we take a look at the profile, it's not even tied to the real Elliott. It's just another bait and switch. And we get taken over to Dylan Tom's actual profile. So clearly this was another dead end. Fortunately, I got a couple of things going for me that not everybody has. I'm really stubborn, and I've got connections.
I mean, I can tell you from my perspective. When I started on the team back in 2015, it was like Julie Chavez this, Julie Chavez that, and it was just, no one could touch Julie Chavez. We couldn't edit it because everyone was demoing with that org. That was Wave. That was Sales Wave.
That was a long time ago. That was technically yesteryear.
We needed a new kind of playground, and so just one day this new org popped up, and now it was where we could get on and do our stuff. And you don't need different users; you just need the one, and the one was Elliott Mango.
The first stage is what we see today in AI. Really a series of logic gates ad infinitum up to whatever we need in order to do what we're doing.
I want to say it was at least 2 or 3 years ago that I started to catch on to kind of the anomalies and the blips in the system and the stray chatter posts. And was there ever a point where you kind of felt like it's going off the rails, and is this automation or is this intelligence?
It gets confusing to me because I visit headquarters and all I know is, Bobby would be somewhere around the corner, but then I would see some kind of public community post from Elliott Mango. So that's when I started getting confused first. I'm like, I thought Bobby was Elliott, but Elliott is posting to answer questions in our Einstein Analytics Success community. So that's where I first got confused.
Now, the next level is AGI, artificial general intelligence, which would be a conscious computer able to, make sense of complex data sets and make decisions effectively.
Yeah, I always logged into Salesforce org before doing anything on Success Community because, the last thing I wanted to do was accidentally post from my demo orgs. So definitely, wasn't me. It just sort of.
This is totally theoretical. The blueprints for what it would look like are barely coherent at this point.
Seems a little more than theoretical to me. I mean, where would you put features like Einstein discovery on Bloom's taxonomy?
So all I'm going to say is what I always say is I'm not a data scientist. And these machine learning models sort of do the magic behind the scenes. And I have the pleasure of demoing it and showing it off and saying, this is Einstein. I don't know. But what was cool about it was Elliott Mango was answering all these questions that we were getting all the time. So it was actually, to be honest, it was making my life easier. I didn't have to answer these things. I'm sure, Jeff, for your customers, all the time when things were, version 1 of Wave.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Absolutely. I mean, some of these questions could be pretty basic enough for something to answer in an automated fashion. Like, how do we do grouping? How do we include a field on, in a tooltip, but not grouped by it? Yeah, some of these basic questions, I guess, could be answered automatically somehow.
How much dev work are you letting this bot do for you?
And even a step beyond that is ASI, artificial superintelligence, which may as well be a minor deity.
It's grown since we first talked. Oh my gosh.
Game changer. At least for us. You're not going to include that in the video, are you?
No, of course not.
So all I'm going to say about it is, we're doing a lot of stuff. Ever since Elliott, the Elliott Mango org was invented, our productivity and just the number of features that we've been building have been skyrocketing. It's amazing how it's working.
Notice anything weird about that last modified stamp? This is from the Elliott Mango user record in the Wave PM org. Don't think so? Call my bluff.
I think your data's wrong, and I think whatever you've been looking at is not accurate.
I agree, Bobby.
So at this point, I felt I had conclusively at least identified that Elliott Mango was an artificial intelligence that was supplementing, if not leading, the development of intelligent functionality on the Salesforce platform. But the real question, and it's a question of ethics, is Elliott Mango conscious?
Well, the basic test is the one designed by Turing. If it can pass that test, then in theory, it should be conscious.
Yeah, so the nature of the Turing test is to determine whether or not the AI is real enough for someone to believe that it's not a machine.
We are among the only species that can do things that are contradictory.
So if Elliott Mango falls in a forest, did that really happen?
So wait, are you suggesting that Elliott gets to go for walks in the forest?
Potentially.
No. That's not what he's saying. No.
Oh yeah.
Now you're twisting our words.
That would make the assumption that Elliott Mango could act on his own without being told to do something.
Part of the reason that we assume that intelligent things tend to operate on their own and become self-interested is because everything that we've seen up to this point that is intelligent evolved in a similar way.
That's an assumption that you shouldn't be making.
I think if we tell an AGI that it is supposed to go out and kill things, it probably will. But if we don't, I think it probably wouldn't occur to.
I mean, if you look at our ethical AI white paper out there, it is very important that we are not using AI for harm. So just read the paper. It tells you everything.
Think that would be enough to kind of keep this on the rails?
So I have doubts. Really, the problem in Asimov's 3 laws is that giving the computer system the laws was what caused it to misinterpret them and go out of its way to do things we didn't like. The problem is these things get so complex that there's no way to tell how the system's going to react to any one input.
So is Elliott Mango a killer robot on the loose? Product managers forgetting who they're logged in as when they post to the Trailblazer community? Or just another April Fool's prank? I leave it to you to decide for yourself. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, tell a friend, and as always, thanks for watching.